This AI agent that I have on my phone right here just made a photographer's life 10 times easier. And this system could work for any service-based business. Let me explain. When someone providing a service gets a phone call in the middle of the job, they're often unable to drop all their tools and answer the phone. It was a problem this photographer tried to solve by having a staff on standby and a call center that was racking up hundreds of pounds a month just to take callers' details. Instead of a call center, this bypassed that entirely with an AI receptionist that handles everything. It answers most frequently asked questions, it takes messages, arranges a time to call back, and emails a full summary for the photographer to look at over in a glance. This saved them time, it reduced the need for a callback as clients' most common questions were all answered, all at 94% the cost of a call center. In this video, I'm going to show you a live demo of that actual agent in action, and then I'll show you behind the scenes of how this actually works. Let's dive straight into it. So now I'm just going to do a quick call to their number. I know at the moment none of their staff are currently working, so we'll see what happens when no one answers. So we'll just see. This should dial out, and eventually the AI agent will pick up.
Hi, thanks for calling photography. Can I just take your name, please?
Yeah, this is Harry speaking.
Hi, Harry. I'm Amelia. May I take a message for one of the team? Or would you like me to answer any questions about our services?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you can do a shoot of me and my dog.
Yes, Harry. We can definitely do a photo shoot for you and your dog. Would you like to hear more information about our pet shoot?
Oh, yes, please.
Perfect. You can have photos taken with and without your dog using various backgrounds. We capture movement if needed and we accommodate up to 5 dogs. Would you like me to explain anything further?
Oh, no, that's fine, thanks.
Just before we finish up, Harry, I wanted to make sure I have your name down correctly. Is it Harry?
Yes, that's correct.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Yeah, could you leave a message for John to say that this is just a demo call?
Absolutely, Harry. I'll leave a message for John saying this is a demo call. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's fine, thank you.
Thanks for calling, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. And it hangs up for me. There we go. After that call, we can see now an email just come through with all the description and information that you can see from that call, ready for the photographer to act on. Now, that's just one of the many calls this agent was built to handle. So before I share more about what it can do, if you want your own AI agent working for you, use the link down below to book a free AI discovery call. There are only 3 slots available for this video, so if you're ready to find the many ways to save time and make more money with AI, make sure you act now. I'm just going to draw a diagram explaining the key necessities this AI agent was required for. When we have our user here, we're going to have them phone in. First, it would go to a number of different staff members, the photographer included, and if none of them were able to pick up the phone and dialed for about 5 to 10 seconds and no one picks up, then instead of going straight to voicemail, it would get diverted to a different number, and that was the number by our AI agent. I'll represent with that there. Now, there's a few things we need the AI agent to be handling with. There was a few cases where if a client was calling up and needed to know where the business was located, so for their photo shoot, then that would need to be provided. So had to have details like business address. And then additionally to that, we need to know the different types of services that might be asked about. So this agent had all the information about the type of services offered, which was in this case family photo shoots, baby, pet, couples. And now there's also important that it knew what typical questions they get asked that we actually don't want to be providing shoots for. So if someone here was going to go ask about event photography, the agent would say we would not be able to provide that, as well as wedding, to make sure the agent doesn't offer something that we know this photography studio is not providing. Now, another one of the common questions was on the prices. And this is really important. I know a lot of people are worried that if you have an AI agent talking about your prices, then you want to make sure it gets it right and not offer discounts or anything like that. So this is why it's important that we give everything clear over to the agent. So it'll have information about what the photo shoot prices were and any vouchers available. And also you can provide information like the different sort of payment options that this photography studio offers. additional point was if we've got a client asking about what typically would happen when they come in. So they want more information about what the shoot involves. So it'll tell them information about a 1-hour photo session. Then after that, they'd have a 1-hour viewing, and then it would need to have the frames made and delivered. Now, what's important about that is that the AI agent has got all the information about every single different steps of the process, so they can give you a brief overview. And if they ask more information about, like, how do I prepare for my baby shoot or my pet shoot, it'll have extra information the AI agent's able to provide. It just means we don't really have to have any staff member in the loop for this, so it can handle most of the questions we're expecting to get, and only pass on to back to an agent and arrange a booking if the AI is not able to answer particular questions, which is really important. We don't want the AI to be making assumptions. It's only going to be providing information that we provide to it. It's not like ChatGPT where it's connected to the internet and we'll just go, oh yeah, typically these are the sort of prices. It's cut off from that, and it's only giving information that it actually is provided. So we need to now have the call flow to get the agent an idea of what sort of order and the situations that it could go through. So we provide extra information. A lot of the time people phone up asking for bookings. So we'd give the agent a set of guidelines, exactly how we'd handle bookings. Also, alongside that, cancellations. So we provide information exactly how the agent is meant to handle when someone phones up to cancel. And now the call scheduling is so that if they have a question that really needs someone to be calling them back, we can actually get the agent to try and schedule in a call and leave a message particularly about that. And that's another thing. If they didn't need to arrange a call back and they just want to leave a message just to let the photographer know, then we also have an option of how to handle message leaving. So the important part about that is that when you're leaving a message, we need to provide the name. The phone number is already attached to the phone call, so that's fine. And then any extra details that they might be asking about, for example, cancelling a shoot, that they can leave a message saying, we've got a booking at this date, at this time, our names are this, everything that the photographer needs to know in order to rearrange their booking with them and phone them back to book them back in for another time. So next up, all of this is what makes up the prompt. Now, we like to add a few extra bits of information into the prompt, and the prompt, by the way, being what ChatGPT knows and is guided about answering. So this is all added on top of all the extra information we give our prompt, which is all the niceties that we have built into all the agents we build. The main reason is to make it behave and sound as naturally as possible. And that involves saying we want to keep responses down to within 20 words or less. And we want it so that if someone phones up asking, is this an AI calling? We want the AI to always admit it's AI. And this last point, amongst with multiple other ones, but the main one as well, is that we want the agent to be told to never fabricate any information, and everything it knows is in the prompt. That last bit being particularly important. Now, there are actually two parts that make up an agent, and that's first part being the actual AI itself. We have that as here to represent the AI that actually answers the phone. But the AI isn't just all about answering questions. That's what typically ChatGPT does. What makes it more useful is if we connect it to a bunch of tools, and those tools allow it to carry out different tasks that it can check off and make sure it carries out for us. And that will be things where it integrates into your software, it can send emails and other things like that. So VAPI is the tool that we use for the AI agent, and that is built off a number of different pieces of software. ChatGPT is the main brains of it and decides what the wording is going to be. But we also need to give the agent a voice, which is using 11 Labs. And then we also need to transcribe what the user and caller is saying using a software called DeepGram. So whatever they say gets converted into words that ChatGPT can process, translate, know how to respond with, and then speak back using 11 Labs. So that's all handled within this piece of software, VAPI. Now, the bit of software that we used for running different tasks was software called Make.com, specifically for this case. But though typically now I'm using a tool called NA10, it allows us to go a lot more complex stuff, and the pricing models are a lot more suitable for most clients. But for certain little short tasks, Make.com has a lot in its free tier, and sometimes that's all you need and keeps the cost down low. So one of the most important things that we wanted was a way for the call to be summarized. so that the photographer could look back and without having to read the entire transcript can get a rough idea exactly what was covered, which was one of the most important things to make sure that this was saving them time. And additionally, if someone was to actually leave a message, we wanted that in its own separate line. So if they got a message that needs to be left, that will be showing up in this email, and immediately the photographer is able to act on it. And lastly, we wanted to have everything emailed over to the photographer's inbox. So why is this? Why not have just your own separate CRM that it can go into, or a spreadsheet? Just in this case, the photographer just found it was a lot easier having all these messages sent directly to them. They can just have a separate dedicated inbox for this. And then every time they saw it, either a member of staff or themselves could go through, tick off one by one, and then have all the information in order to give them a call back, all within that email. So they can just press it on the same phone. They don't have to go on their computer, copy the number over. Everything's just there. So it's just ended up being the most practical way for them. But typically, I would also like to build out a different piece of software, which would be just some sort of dashboard. So you get a better overview exactly how many calls you're getting, what sort of things are covered in those calls. So you know how many of them are spam calls, job applications, all these other things. That can just be handled. And how many cancellations too. Any information that would be particularly useful for you, you can actually get that information stored in the table automatically. And that's just generally the power of a software like Make.com or NA10. Now that's all I'm going to be covering in this video. But if you want to see more examples, check out this video over here. And if you made it this far and you're ready to take action, make sure to schedule a call down below, and I look forward to speaking with you.